healthy food. So let's start with the first recipe. I don't want to keep you too much, especially because you have to taste it. I guess some of you probably tasted it already. But the first recipe is a crustless quiche. In the words of Michael Ruhlman, one of my favorite food writers, a quiche is really a miracle of egg and milk. And of course you should put a little bit of cream in it, but we try to keep it as healthy as possible. So tonight the first recipe is actually a crustless quiche. So we remove already the calories from the crust, so the fat and the butter and the flour from the salt. So let's start first and foremost with the ingredients. We are going to be using mostly vegetables, of course there is a part that is eggs and milk. There is a little bit of dairy. You will see there is a little bit of cheese. If you tasted it already, did you taste it?
Yes.
Yeah. You did? Did you like it? Yeah. Wonderful. Very good. And if you haven't tasted, you will in a few minutes. So we have white onion. We have some peppers. We have some frozen vegetables. I always have a bag of frozen vegetables at home because I think it's always very easy to put everything together and make a side dish. And then some mushrooms, and then we are going to serve it with a little bit of an arugula salad on top. I think also this recipe has a lot of attraction towards children because they can see all the colors. So it's very pleasant for them to see the colors and kind of playful. So we are going to start. Let's see. This should be a very hot pan. So there will be probably a little bit of smoke. So we will start by sautéing the onion, and this doesn't take really very long. It's a very fast process. The reason why we saute all this is because we don't want raw vegetables, and they are going to be cooked, but we are not going to cook them all the way through because they are also going to be cooked in the oven afterwards. So we're going to wait for them to be translucent, and then we will add first the peppers. I'm going to fast it forward for you guys, otherwise you have them here all night, which I would love to have you all night, but probably you have a lot of stuff to do too. And then the vegetables here. I add the frozen vegetables always last because they are already processed in a way because they were frozen, and usually they cook a lot faster than all the other ingredients. And of course, a little bit of salt. I usually, for a sauté like this, I use a three finger pinch of salt, like this, maybe a little bit more. And I use kosher salt because it really helps out that it's multifaceted, so it melts into whatever ingredients you are cooking. In the meantime, I'm going to be working with the eggs. So here I have, the eggs are 6 large eggs, and then there is milk. Ooh, this is squishy. I'm going to beat the eggs together. If, for example, at home you have a blender or something, the blender is always my favorite thing because it's the fastest thing you can possibly use. So the eggs first, and then the Parmigiano. Thank you. Wow. I'm trying to beat them in the most nice way that I can possibly figure out because I don't want to mess all the beautiful kitchen, or Chef Tajere will kick me out. No, not tonight. Not tonight. Well, there are a couple of people here who have seen me messing up a kitchen, I guess. Not really, right? Yes, and so to provide a little bit of texture for this quiche, we are going to put a little bit of, you can use Pam if you have it at home, or just a little bit of canola oil at the bottom, and then some panko. Panko, of course, it doesn't have the same texture as a crust, but it provides a little bit of texture at the bottom. And the textural difference between something soft and creamy as eggs and the panko is actually very interesting. So let's go like this. You can go a little bit crazy with paintball. You can make it actually a little bit spicy if you want crusty spice. Okay, so this is done. I am going to move it over here. And then we can assemble the crustless quiche. It's actually very simple because we just need to place the veggies. Some of the veggies like this. Spread them out, and then I have something that is really phenomenal. It's goat cheese, cheddar cheese. So it's goat milk cheddar cheese, and that's what gives it that nice rustic flavor. So, and we finish with the eggs. So this is really a layered quiche. Oops, one yolk that didn't. Finally, we're going to add final portion. And this goes in the oven at 375 degrees, and then you will be served the final result of this. Let me just be over here so you can see. Can you see it? Oops. Sorry. Sorry.
Yay!
Like this. You can see it?
Sexy.
Thank you. Just very